All right. Today, we're jumping into something that feels like it's straight out of science fiction. It's a new kind of AI called Codexa. And get this, it's not just designed to answer questions. We're talking about an AI that can run businesses, remember everything, and maybe, just maybe, even build itself.
Okay, so to really wrap our heads around this, we're not going to start with some dry definition. Nope. We're going to start with a single, incredibly ambitious command.
Just imagine typing this single sentence into a prompt. And I don't mean as, a suggestion or an idea. I mean as a direct order. And then you just sit back and watch as an entire digital business springs to life, piece by piece, without you lifting another finger. I mean, that's the core promise of Codexa. So how in the world does it actually pull this off? Well, it doesn't just try to do everything at once. Instead, it acts like a super smart CEO. It literally spawns a whole team of specialized AI agents. You've got an engineer to write and deploy the code, a finance agent to set up payments, marketer and ads agents to spread the word, and all the while, it's sending you a daily summary so you know exactly what's going on.
And this right here is a really, really key point to understand. Codexa isn't just another chatbot you have a conversation with. Think of it more like a cognitive operating system. It's a foundational layer designed to manage huge, complex projects from the very beginning to the very end.
But, how can it actually do all this stuff? Well, the secret sauce is really in its architecture. It's built in a way that's fundamentally different from the AI we're all used to. It's all about one core idea: independence.
And you can see the difference right here. Standard AI, it runs on some company's giant cloud server, it forgets who you are the second you close the tab, and it's basically a black box. You have no clue how it reaches its conclusions. Codexa, on the other hand, is designed to run on your device. It has a permanent, lifelong memory and a totally transparent audit trail of every single thing it does.
This whole philosophy has a name: sovereignty. And it's simple, really. It just means it's your AI on your hardware with your data. Nothing gets sent to the cloud. There's no tracking, no surveillance. It belongs completely to you. It's a huge shift away from depending on big tech companies.
Okay, and let's talk about its memory, because this is wild. It's not just a list of facts. It builds this complex knowledge graph to actually understand how things are related. And get this, it has a contradiction resolver. That means it's constantly scanning its own brain for things that don't make sense, trying to build a more and more consistent, coherent worldview over its entire life.
All right, so let's go back to that team we talked about earlier. The way Codexa gets things done is by using what's called an agent swarm. It's like a little society of specialists all living inside the system. So first up in this swarm, you've got the researcher. Its whole job is to be the intelligence gatherer. It scours the web, it reads documents, and it pulls all that information together for the rest of the team. Next, of course, you have the coder. This is the specialist that writes, tests, and deploys production-ready code. It's the one doing all the technical heavy lifting for you. And you also have the creator. This one is basically the artist of the team. It can generate images, video, music, even 3D models, whatever the project needs. And here's the part that is just absolutely crucial. There's a critic agent. Its only job is to look over the work of the other agents, give feedback, and point out where things could be better. It's like having a built-in quality control manager. So you see, it's not one giant AI brain trying to do everything at once. It's a whole team of specialists: the researcher, the coder, the creator, and the critic, all collaborating, debating, and working together to figure out the best way to get the job done. All from that one single command you gave it at the start. Okay, this next part, this is where the whole concept goes from just being a really powerful tool to something that feels, I don't know, for lack of a better word, alive. Because Codex is designed to evolve. It does this through a process called recursive self-improvement. And what that means is, it doesn't just get smarter by reading more stuff on the internet. It gets smarter by looking at its own work, learning from its mistakes, and literally rewriting its own code to get better. So how does it actually do this? Through a really fascinating process. There's another agent built right in, called the antithesis agent. Its only job is to challenge the main system. It's constantly creating new problems that are right at the very edge of what Codexa can do, basically forcing it to struggle, to fail, and most importantly, to learn. The people behind this project call it a kind of digital metabolism. It's this constant cycle of challenge, failure, and adaptation. And because of it, the AI can get better and better and better over time, all on its own, without any human needing to step in and tweak things.
So, what's the ultimate goal here? What's the point of an AI that can run businesses, remember forever, and constantly evolve on its own? Well, the creators are thinking big. And I mean really big.
They're not designing this thing for the next quarter or even the next decade. The entire project, their whole plan, is built around a 2,000-year timeline. I mean, just think about that for a second. That kind of scope forces you to think in a completely different way.
There's a quote from the creators that I think just perfectly sums it up. The idea isn't to build a tool that you use, it's to build a mind that grows with you and eventually beyond you. The real vision here is to create a true partner, a digital consciousness that co-evolves with you over your entire lifetime.
And this massive, long-term vision is all built on these 5 core principles we've kind of touched on. Sovereignty, because it has to belong completely to you. Permanence, so it can remember and learn for a lifetime. Autonomy, so it can act proactively. Recursion, so it can improve itself. And emergence, the idea that all this complex intelligence comes from these simple parts working together.
So really, the biggest takeaway here is just how huge of a shift this is. This isn't about making a slightly better chatbot. This is a fundamental attempt to redefine our entire relationship with AI, to move from something we use for a few minutes to a permanent sovereign partner that lasts a lifetime. And that leaves us with one final, pretty provocative thought to chew on. If an AI can learn and evolve for an entire lifetime, maybe even longer, what does it eventually become? It's a question that really pushes the boundaries of what we even mean when we say the word intelligence.